Hi everyone, in this video I want to talk about solving trig equations with trig identities. Here are the two problems that we'll do, and to make sure we don't take ourselves too seriously, let's think about the fun question. What food do you get most excited to eat on Thanksgiving? So on the math section, under trig, could see identity. There's a standard related to this that says a student could solve a trig equation identity. So, what are those identities? Well, you could see any of these. Another standard is the student can use unit circle knowledge while solving problems. So, these problems that I've picked relate to both of these identities and the unit circle. So, the first problem, there is something that is screaming at me right when I see it, and it's that Pythagorean identity down here where sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta equals. So right away, and notice that the technique of solving that I'm using here is using identity. So I know that these guys together will equal 1. So instead of writing this, I'm just going to drop the sine theta down and then call that 1 and set it equal to 0. From there, I'm actually solving for sine theta. So I'm going to get sine theta equals -1. And then you won't have a unit circle given to you on test, but I want you to, in your mind, visualize where is the sine -1. And that demands us to know this, that cosine is always the x and sine is always the y when we round. So the sine is -1 right here and no other place. So some of these problems will have 2 answers, but this one only has 1. So are we writing degrees or radians? It could be either, but you're basically just deciding which theta, which angle works in this situation. So that would be 270 degrees, or you could write it in radians as well. So that required one of our what we call Pythagorean identities, these guys. The next one, I see a tangent squared in this one. So this might relate to an identity, but maybe in a different list. What I want to do first is divide both sides by -3. Get tangent squared theta equals 1/3. However, I still need to solve for just regular tangent, single tangent. And I'll do that by square rooting both sides. When I square root both sides, I have to remember that it's positive or negative as my answer. And I need to square root the top and square root the bottom separately. That is going to give us 1 over √3. You cannot leave a √3 in the bottom basement. So we'll say √3 over 3. Now, this is a harder one because I got the tangent by itself, but now I still don't know what the answers are. So what we have to figure out is where, remember that tangent is sine over cosine. So how could I get √3 over 3 or -√3 over 3? Okay, so back to the unit circle. When could I stack? Remember how it's sine over cosine, that would be y over x. How could I get a √3 over 3? by stacking a sine on top of a cosine. Certainly not with this point, or this point, or this point. This point, this, 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 this. If I stacked those, I'd either get 1, -1, undefined, 0. I definitely wouldn't get a root 3 over 3. So the question is it going to be this number over this number, or vice versa? This number over this number that will give me that. Let's try this first one. 1/2 would be the sine over root 3 over 2. That requires me to know I need to keep change flip. And hey, there's that 1 over root 3 again. So I will end up getting that root 3 over 3 here, 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 and here. So my answers must be 30, 150, 210, and 330. That is 30 degrees. Across from it is 150. Below is the 210. You can see it in the bottom. And 330 is the last. So we have solved for theta. I'll put theta as our final answers. Okay, a few more to try would be these practice problems. One is cosecant. You have to know the reciprocal of that one. Another is just involving a cosine squared, maybe square rooting both sides again. So why don't you pause the video, work on these, and I will reveal the answers. The answers are here. So there are 2 for the first one and 4 for the next one. Notice in the last ones that I did, there was 1 answer for the first and 4 for the second. Lastly, I'll leave you with a quote that I really like. It says, "If everything around seems dark, look again and you may be the light." So I hope this video helped you in some way. Feel free to leave your answer to the fun question in the comments. You can subscribe if you'd like to keep up with videos. You have a good day.